What's up, guys? It's Dave here. Just doing a quick video on a Sunday afternoon. Nobody else is really posting a whole lot of stuff. Figured I'd just go on here and throw up a couple automatic knives just for the hell of it. First, before we get started, I want to shout out my boy Jason, Brass Brigades. Go sub this dude if you ain't already subbed. He's trying to get to 100. Just going to do a giveaway. Really solid reviews, solid video, just a good solid dude in general. He gifted me this the other day. It's the Ruck, R-U-K. It's a little utility knife. It's pretty fucking badass, actually. Much appreciated, Jason. Also, another quick shout out. I went and seen Dave earlier today. Dave Lowe's. Lowe's Knives. I don't know if you see that logo or not. Style fixed blades he makes. He makes a ton of different styles, actually, but this is just the one that I happen to have it in hand. All right. To the mission at hand. All right, so a quick little talk about some automatic knives and kind of like my thoughts about automatics and how I use them, with the roll I use them, pretty much. So this Protec, I've actually had this the longest, and you can tell it's pretty beat up. So these are our aluminum frame, and you can tell that they take a good beating, but it still works just great. This lefty style, obviously, is my left pocket carry. I have to carry my keys and my wallet. Most of the time I shove my phone in that same pocket. So, you know, that's what most of the beating I think it probably is more from getting carried than anything else. But I don't mind it. I like to wear. I kind of think it looks a little classy, to be honest with you. I like when a knife has a little class. This has got a pretty decent edge on it right now. Super fast side folder, or side auto, I guess I should say, out the side. It's not the hugest knife, but we'll get to that in a second here. But that's definitely a left pocket carry for me. I mean, you know, obviously it's set up for a lefty, but it kind of works naturally in that roll, and it's not hard to train your left hand if you're right-handed to deploy a button real quick, which is also the same as why the roll I use this one in. This is the Ultratech, and if you see it, it's the Blade Show 2015 special, and this is the dual tanto. So you see it's, I don't know what they call that, apocalypse, whatever. I don't know if that's apocalypse or just stonewash. Actually, I think it's just stonewash, dual tanto. It's a cool edge. And to me, if you're going to have it out the front, why not have dual edge? Like, it kind of makes sense. There's no other really knife you can have. Can have a dual edge and still be safe to carry. So anyway, use that one for left pocket carry. I really like that left pocket carry too. The little, I don't know, glass breaker, skull cracker, whatever you want to call this little thing on the end of it. I mean, it's not pointless, because it definitely still has a point, but you know, I could give a take about it. I think it pokes me in the hand more than it does anything else, but this is a cool knife. It's just so nice that I really don't carry it that often, and so wife does carry it occasionally, but for the most part, this is just a for the collection kind of knife. And for size comparisons, we'll throw it next to the TR3, and you can see they're pretty damn close to the same length, and that Microtec's slightly longer, but not much. So neither one of them are really huge knives. And let's see if I can move the light around for a second. There we go. All right, there we go. A little better. Neither one of them are really huge knives, but both pretty much, primarily for me, both of these are left pocket knives. The Stitch, on the other hand, is definitely not a left pocket knife. And so, in talking about all these, I bought all these used. Every one of these I didn't buy new. I bought this one so long ago. It was off Instagram from somebody off Instagram. I can't remember who and how long ago. And I think that one was the same way. Man, I'm struggling trying to remember who I bought either one of those from. This one is recent, and this is from Cuddy Cuts off Instagram. You know, that dude has some serious knives. He's got the real Stitch, and when I saw a picture of the real Stitch, I was like, damn, I wish I could get one of those Microtec versions. He's like, dude, I got one, I'll sell it to you. And so he showed me the picture of it, and I was like, yeah, let's do this deal. And so when I got it from him, everything was Cerakoted black, and it didn't look like it'd been prepped well before they Cerakoted it. And so the Cerakoting was, let's say, less than stellar. And the dude said he would re-Cerakote it, which is, you know, fine and good if Cuddy would have kept it, but if Mike would have kept it. But to me, like, I don't know, like, it's just a good excuse to do something different. That's kind of how I looked at it. Like, it's already different, let's make it extra different. So I just kind of with Scotch-Brite, went over the button, and it's hard to see. It's kind of black on the inside of that, so some of that's haircut's still left on the inside, but I had to clean up the inside so that the button would actually, I'm gonna hold the blade closed and hit the button, so the button would actually function. You see how it's moving in there? With that Cerakote on, it just felt just gritty, nasty, not good. And on the pivots, I did the same thing. I just kind of highlighted the top of the pivot on both sides, and then the clip was obviously black, and I just threw it back in the tumbler and tumblered it, and I probably should have blasted it to kind of match the blade a little better, but it still goes all right. But I left all the screw hardware, I left all that shit black. Let me show you the blade real quick. So what I did with it, I threw the whole thing in the stone wash, the tumbler, but the media we have at my work, which is mostly what we do, is softer metals. When we tumble basically deburr parts, not to stone wash them. So it's basically just deburring aluminum parts is most of the time what it does. So anyway, I tried the stone wash, it didn't come out for shit. So I bead blasted the whole blade. You can see how this finish looks bead blasted. Both sides just beaded. And then I just hand rubbed the flats on it to give it a little bit different texture, because I think it just needed a little something different. It was just too plain the way it was. It's gonna be hard as hell to see, but this logo actually will pop through. It's right in here, and you can actually still see the Microtec, and it's 204p, and you get the serial number, but it's the right light at the right time. So in this video, you're probably not gonna see any of that. Maybe some of the pictures that I put on this on Instagram maybe have some of those. And obviously I threw new edge on it. It had already been sharpened, and you can see in the front how the edge was brought back a lot. It was already pretty much like that when I got it. So I ended up putting a swedge on the top of it too to thin that tip out just a little bit more, and that sucker is super thin now. It's pokey. It's super pokey. Not that I don't think it's weak, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely a poking style knife now. This is definitely a right hand pocket knife, and this is more or less like a, I don't know, I got to be in the mood to kind of carry this one. This is not just throw in the pocket and have fun kind of day. This is definitely one of those ones for me that it's just a fun knife. Like if I think I gotta go to battle or something, I'm not saying this thing can't do it, because it definitely could, but I don't know, to me it's just more of a fun novelty style knife. Not that I won't use it, not that I won't beat the hell out of it, but it's definitely not going to be an EDC. It's not an everyday carry for me, for sure. I do enjoy it. I like playing with it. Some people have trouble one-handing it, but as you can see, I'm efficient enough now that I can close it all one-handed, no big deal. But it is cool automatic, and it's definitely one of the hardest hitting automatics I've ever had. And for size comparison, you can see it's much chunkier than both of those, but it's not a hell of a lot bigger, really. And look at the actual cutting surface. You're not talking about a great deal more than what these other ones are. So, you know, if you're one of those tactical people that have to have a, you know, certain blade length or whatever else for automatic or whatever you're into, like, you know, like we all kind of indulge on certain things, and for me, I just wanted a few automatics to kind of play with, and that's what these are for me. They're more of a collector piece, playing with emergency, you know, self-defense if you want to go that way. But truly, there are so many barriers between me and getting to one of these that I hope it never ever comes to that, because that means it's been a really bad day. But anyway, I just want to show the only three automatics that I have in my collection, and quite honestly, I don't really have a whole lot of desire to get any more. I kind of wish I had a manual version of this Stitch. Like I know that they're only customs, but if I had a manual version of this, I would love a frame lock version of this, or even just a manual Microtec. If Microtec ever came out with manuals, but I doubt they ever will. So anyway, I just want to show its three. Let's close them up real quick. I just want to show 3 automatics that I had. Let's see what you guys get. Show me your automatics. Sawtooth Dave on Instagram. Remember, go over there, Brass Brigade, sub Jason. He's a good dude. All right, see y'all later.